Hahn-Tech Premium Trading Tools, professional quality tools designed to sharpen your edges.
Hi guys, welcome to the video. My name is Pete Hahn and I run Hahn-Tech LLC. For the past several years, I've been doing many custom project requests for individuals as well as professional traders. And I build custom trading tools and I help people with their workflow. I help them improve their workflow by building tools that help them to work smarter and not harder. And this web page that you see behind me here, this is the web page for our professional services. And this is the web page that describes our professional services. And along with the description given in the website, I also want to provide this video that's going to explain the process, some of the details, as well as our rates and our terms of business. And then down here at the bottom is a form that you fill out to submit a custom project request. Now, since 2015, I've completed nearly 1,000 custom projects for people. And it just kind of happened. I started out publishing videos, teaching people how to make the best use of the tools available to them. And then I started getting emails requesting custom projects. And then I decided, okay, let's formalize the process and work it all out. And so this series of videos is really all about helping you get the most from what you're paying me to build you. So it's sort of like, how can I educate you on the process so that you can get the most from the tools that I'm building based upon your specifications. Now, along with this web page here, I also want to show you our YouTube playlist for this video. If you notice, if you scroll down here, you've got the main video introduction. And then if you scroll down a little bit further here, I'll zoom in on that a little bit. You've got the playlist right here. So I've got a total of 4 videos in this series. And this is the intro, and the next one is going to be screenshots. We're going to be showing you how to submit your screenshots and how to formulate them so that you can communicate your specifications more clearly in a graphical sense. Also, we're going to be covering specifications so that you understand what are considered specifications that can be converted into code that gives you the trading tools that you need for your workflow. And that's the last video in this series, is workflows, where I'm going to demonstrate for you all the various ways that I can help streamline your workflows. For instance, we got custom watch lists, custom scans, custom indicators, as well as custom trade strategies that you might be able to use for backtesting and things like that. Oh, almost forgot this, so I'll go ahead and paste this on to the end of the intro. And that is, how do you find the rest of these videos in this series in our playlist on our Hahn-Tech YouTube channel. So here's our Hahn-Tech YouTube channel. If you scroll down here, you'll see lists right here. You got playlists, okay? So you select playlist. And then from the playlist, you go ahead and select HT Professional Services, okay? And you select HT Professional Services. And then you can view the videos right over here. You see it starts off with the intro, and then the next one in the list is screenshots. The next one after that is specifications, and the final one is workflows, okay? So that's how you access the playlist for the professional services on our YouTube channel. So that's just a brief explanation of this video series, and now we're going to get right into the introduction. Hi, my name is Pete Hahn, and this is the introduction video for Hahn-Tech Professional Services. I want to start off with the basic introduction to explain to you how I got here and what my goals are for this website, for the YouTube channel, and for the custom projects that I do for individual clients. I serve clients that might be individual traders, retail traders. They're working from home, and I also have a few professional traders that rely on me for building research tools and things like that. And so I wanted to explain to you that my goal for every project is to understand what your goals are, help you achieve those goals. And part of that process is understanding where you're at, where your skills are at as far as using the tools that are available to you, and help you in educating yourself to understand how to make the best use of those tools. We've got chart studies and chart strategies. You've got custom watch list columns and scans. Those are all tools that are included with many trading platforms. And my goal is to help you understand how you can use those tools to streamline your workflow, to work smarter and not harder. And so the first step in every project is to understand your specifications and then understand where you're at. And then usually what I'll do for most clients is provide a set of resources, usually in the form of links to videos that I've already previously recorded, to help you get your skills up to speed with the goals that you're trying to achieve, okay? And the end result is, for many clients, is what we're doing is we're building tools that help you work smarter and not harder. Well, how does that work? Well, what that means is you might be viewing several hundred charts in a week, looking for that perfect opportunity that you're trying to trade. And we can build tools that help you to streamline that and reduce that number down considerably. It depends on how specific you want to get for this project. The other thing that we might be able to do for you is, let's say you've got a very labor-intensive process, the workflow is very complex, and maybe we can find some places where we can automate some of those pieces so that you can do the same work but in less time. So sometimes, in the best of worlds, we get to do both, right? We get to increase your ability to work, and we get to reduce the amount of time that you spend working. So that's my goals in every custom project request that I do for a client. And I just wanted to share that with you as the opening statement. That's really the purpose of this professional service that I provide. And so how did I get here? Well, I was working in the corporate world. I was working for a Fortune 500 company, and they got bought by a Fortune 100 company. And over time, I had been enlisted to get involved with various software projects and built some custom tools, some office automation. I got really heavily into office automation because I really found that it was valuable that if I could spend an afternoon building a tool that took a 1 hour workload and cut it down to 5 minutes each day, well, that's 55 minutes each day that I'm saving myself, right? You recoup that. There's a return on investment is what I'm trying to say. And so I became obsessed with the idea of automation and building automation tools because it fascinated me, that you could work smarter and not harder. And then within that same environment, I learned the importance of training. I learned the importance of communicating with the employees and the staff and help them understand how to make use of these tools. And I would spend a lot of time with them just observing their workflows and trying to get an idea on where it is that they are spending most of their time, and are there anything that I can do to kind of create shortcuts for them, help them to work smarter and not harder. So that's a kind of environment that I come from, and that's the passion that I bring to my professional services and helping clients work smarter and not harder. So over the years, I've worked with many different trading platforms. I started off with Broker and Scottrade, and I moved to Thinkorswim, then I moved to Sierra Chart, and then from there I went back to Thinkorswim, then I went to TradeStation, and then after working with TradeStation for a while, I worked back to Thinkorswim. And so what happened is each time that I moved my own account and my own trading activities to another broker, I had to translate all of those custom studies that I built for myself over to a new platform. And over time, I got to learn the languages of each of those trading platforms. And then I realized, wow, I've accumulated an awful lot of knowledge here, and it's more valuable than just trading. I can actually serve other people and help them build tools for them to make the best use of their platforms, whichever platform that they choose to use. So yes, I've been using Thinkorswim since 2007, so I've got lots of time on Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim has really become my go-to. It's sort of like a blank canvas for me. I actually look at it as a creative endeavor when I look at a chart, and I'm playing with indicators and I'm writing code to paint things on the screen. And really that's kind of a creative outlet for me. It's analytical as well as creative at the same time. And so I've got a lot of experience with Thinkorswim. I've got a lot of experience with TradeStation. Sierra Chart, not so much, but I can work in that environment and build tools. And I'm also open to learning new trading platforms and new programming languages. I love to learn. I have an insatiable desire for learning. And I have to learn something new constantly. And as soon as I learn something new, the first thing I want to do is teach it. And so that kind of gives you an idea of where my passions lie, is learning new things and teaching other people how to do that. And for me, I find that teaching is the pinnacle of learning. If I want to learn something really, really well, I got to teach it. That's how I learn. That's how I learn the most. So a little bit of a history. Started the website in October 2014, and then my first custom project was January 2016. And my idea was, well, I'll just publish all these videos and start teaching people, and then make money on the ad revenue. I wanted some sort of residual income that I could earn over time with published work. Okay, and then pretty soon I started getting emails, requests from people say, hey, I saw you build this indicator. Can you build a custom indicator for me? And then I decided, okay, well, sure, let's do that. And then realized over time that I was getting a lot of these requests, and I decided to put it up on the website and then start to formalize the process. And so what you see here, as I'm presenting today, is evolved and been refined over several years of my time. I've completed just about 700 projects now among half a dozen different trading platforms for individual clients. So there's quite a lot of experience there that I've got, and I've refined the process. And so why don't I go ahead and take you through the website just a little bit here, because I want you to understand where to access these resources. Because if you're trying to achieve a specific goal, you may not understand how to work with a custom watch list, or you may not know how to work with a custom scan, or you may not understand what a chart strategy is and how it's different from a chart study. And I've got all that information right here on the website. It's available free, and you can watch it at your own pace and learn at your own pace. And so what I'll do is I'll point out here, you go to free tutorials, okay? And you drop that menu down, free tutorials, and you go to Thinkorswim tutorials, okay? I've got that page open over here. And then when you look at this is the navigation menu over here on the left, okay? I'll zoom in on that so you can see the different categories, okay? If you want chart studies, it's right here. Mobile, I've done a little bit with mobile. It wasn't really popular. I feed whatever's popular, Scans, there's custom scans. You got strategies, so that's for back testing and optimizing your setups. And then you've got custom watch lists. And I've got a new series of videos, Thinkorswim minis, that I'm doing to help people get information more quickly. And so I've got some master classes on scans, also the condition wizard. I've got also a video that teaches how to do automated trading on Thinkorswim. It's very limited. If you're looking for an automated trading solution, Thinkorswim is very, very limited, but I have a video on that, and it's in the strategies category. Just go in there and look for the video that says Thinkorswim automated round trip trades, okay? That'll teach you everything there is to know about automated trades on Thinkorswim. So want to make sure you get that out in the open for people who are submitting project requests. That automated trading is very limited on Thinkorswim. If you want a fully automated trading system, we go to TradeStation. I've advised many clients and helped them to transition over to TradeStation, and I've built several strategies on TradeStation that clients are using for fully automated trading. The other thing I want to point out is our Q&A forum. If you go over here to the menu right here, Q&A forum, let's go ahead and open that page up. And I'll show you. Now we've got categories here. You can see in the left-hand column here, and basically the same categories as I have for videos, I have for the Q&A forum. And so if you go down here, you can see brief descriptions of each. You can see numbers of questions and answers and dates. And you can navigate to one of these topics that you want to view, and you can browse free solutions. There's over 2,000 free solutions that I provided there. And then the other thing I'll point out is where to locate our premium indicators. I'm not going to go ahead and review those in this video. This video is about our professional services. So, but if you want to go and look at our premium indicators, I have premium indicators available for 3 platforms right now. It's Thinkorswim, TradeStation. I had to put TS there because they complained about having TradeStation in the description there, and then Sierra Chart. And we're going to move on into more of the nuts and bolts of how a project proceeds. I'm going to give you the 9 stages that each I'm going to explain to you the 9 stages that each project goes through during its process of beginning to completion. And then we're going to go ahead and explain some other important details. Okay, so we're going to go to the process. Okay, so right here, the process, let's zoom in on that a little bit. Okay, so again, I said it was 9 stages that each project goes through. 9 is not listed here. It's actually 8 stages. And so the first one is specifications. And I've got another video in this series so you can understand what exactly is a list of specifications. You'd be surprised. People come to me and they're using generalized terms of, the candle has to be large, or the moving averages have to be close, or almost touching. Those are vague terms that cannot be used in a computer. The computer doesn't understand that. Everything in your specifications must be quantifiable. Think math and logic. If it's not strictly measured by math and logic, it's not a specification, and we can't even begin to write code. So a lot of times with clients, the first thing that I have to do is help them through that process, which is why you'll understand that we don't get to the final price until stage 7. Okay, and why is that? That's because the majority of clients that come to me are not able to present a full set of specifications that they're willing to stick with through the end of the project. It's almost always a process, an evolution, where the client is becoming educated on what is possible, and they're learning what's not possible and what's feasible, and they're learning about all the different tools and how they can combine all of this stuff. And that all occurs during the review process. So first I do a feasibility analysis, and a small percentage of projects get canceled right off the bat because the client is asking for something that's simply not doable. It can't be done on that platform, or I suggest another platform and then help the client decide if that's a good choice of action to take in their particular case. And then once the feasibility analysis is done, then I begin work. And so the first email screenshots, okay, and that's how I communicate everything, is with screenshots, and it's all done via email. If you need to do a Skype consultation because you prefer a one-on-one interaction and you feel you're better able to communicate your specifications that way, then it's available. Just let me know and we can schedule a Skype conference call. But I prefer everything to be documented via email, because that way a lot of these projects get very complex and everything needs to be correctly documented, and that's done through that email chain. So let me explain the review process. This is the most important part of every project, and many clients, they skip over it. They don't take it seriously. They don't understand that the screenshots I'm sending you are your only and final chance to confirm that what I've written into the code is putting on the chart or in the scan or on the watch list exactly what you wanted according to the exact specifications. Okay, so the review process, very important. It's your responsibility to review the screenshots, request additional screenshots from me, ask questions. This is the part of the process where we really dial in and figure out what are your specifications. And don't be surprised if we get to this stage of the process and you realize, I've got to change my specifications. I didn't realize that this was going to capture all of these others, and I need to add something, And so that's, again, why the final price is not determined until stage 7. So I'm using a rather unorthodox plan for pricing and development of a software project. Typically in a software project, you have to put your specifications in up front. So the idea with this pricing plan that I have is that my goal is to deliver you the exact tools that you have specified for the lowest possible cost. So I'm only charging you for the time it's taking me to do all of this work to accomplish your specifications. Okay, if I had to give you a quote up front, I would have to add in a bunch of additional fluff, I guess you could say, to protect myself against the unknown confounders and against the changes that are inevitably come from the client. And so the way I'm doing things and the way I'm pricing things, we get to go all through that process right here, so that by the time you get to the final price, you've already had a chance to review and determine that everything is exactly as you have specified, okay? And one quick note on PayPal. PayPal is just a payment processor. Don't get hung up on, well, I don't have a PayPal account, or I haven't funded my PayPal account and I don't have any money in my PayPal account. Don't worry about it. PayPal is just a payment processor. They just accept any major credit card or debit card. It's as simple as that. If you want to pay with your PayPal account itself, sure, you can do that, but you don't have to. Let's see, there's a little brief example of a specification that you can review on your own time. Again, I encourage you to watch the separate video that I've included in this series on specifications so that you understand exactly how those are configured and written correctly. I do want to go back and review the professional services consist of the following. I also want to explain what is not included. In other words, the services that I do not perform. Okay, I get a lot of requests from people that want me to optimize their trading setup. They say, can you make this more profitable for me? Can you advise me and tell me what would be the best exit strategy to use with this entry strategy? I don't do that. I'm a software developer, okay? I take your specifications, I write them into code. However you want to optimize them or design your setups and manage the trade for maximum profit loss, metrics that you have determined is appropriate for you, that's all on you. My job is simply to take your specifications, build the tool as you've specified. I don't really get involved in helping people understand how to make something more profitable. I don't do that. That's not what I'm offering here, okay? Another very important thing that I want to mention is that I do not try to copy or reverse engineer other people's proprietary indicators, okay? Hahn-Tech fully respects intellectual property rights of others. We don't try to copy other people's work. We don't try to reverse engineer. If you give me a project and you send me third-party resources, like watch this video, I want you to make a copy of this indicator for me, I won't watch the video because that is totally against our terms and conditions. Okay, we don't want any third-party information. I don't want to expose myself to the risk of infringing on somebody else's copyrighted work or intellectual property. So every specification must be presented in your own terms, in your own words, okay, from your own resources, okay? Okay, so here's our rates, okay? So the current rates are $120 per hour. If you have a chart strategy, it's going to be 3 hours or $360. So the 2-hour minimum is for all projects excluding chart strategies, okay? So you know right off the bat, when you submit that form, okay, you're agreeing to a project that's going to cost at least $240, or if it includes a chart strategy, at least $360. Okay, we don't know the final price until we get to stage 7 of your project, but you know at least up front exactly what the minimum cost is going to be given your scenario, okay? And project cancellations, you know, this happens. You know, I've had clients bail out on me after spending 4-6 hours on their project and completing all of their specifications and getting to the point of sending them an invoice, and they bail. They bail. So I'm taking all the risk here. It's rare. And I don't get upset over it like I used to, but it's a risk, and there's a real cost associated with that. So if you have a custom project request and you're not sure if you've got money in the budget to complete the project, please consider that. Please consider that up front. I've got a lot of clients that want my help, and I want to make sure that I'm using my time most efficiently, and I need to try to minimize the risk here of project cancellations, okay? Okay, and then we get down here to the form. The form is really simple. You know, it's first and last name, email address. Put in a subject that briefly describes what the context of your project, and then in here put the full details. Notice there's a character limit here, so don't put source code in here, and don't put a huge lengthy description on all of your multi pages of specifications. That's why there's a limit there. Put a general overview of your specifications so that I understand the context of your request, and then when I respond via email, then I'll ask for more details as needed. And if you want a copy of the terms and conditions, you'll be able to get those right here. That's where we explain that we fully respect intellectual property rights of others, and then you'll have to check that box to agree to our privacy policy and terms and conditions, and that will open up the form. The form will appear only after you check that box. Okay, that's all I've got for the introduction for Hahn-Tech Professional Services. And again, I want to encourage you to view the other videos. If you think that you need some help with doing screenshots, I've got another video in this series for how to create a screenshot to better communicate your specifications. I've got another video in the series strictly on specifications themselves. I'll show you some examples of specifications and how you can interpret, how you can take what's on a chart and translate those into a set of bullet point specifications. And another one on workflows. Okay, the last video in this series is on workflows, and in that video I'm going to be showing you the various tools that you can use: scans, watch list columns, indicators, strategies, alerts, to reduce your workflow, to cut work out of your day, to reduce the amount of time, and how do all these tools fit together. That's what that video is really going to be about, so that you can make the best use of my services. That's really what this is all about, okay? So thanks a lot for watching. I'm looking forward to getting started on your project and helping you achieve your goals. Thank you.